Here are 4 Spurs fans. I've stuck these fans in a room together to see if they agree or disagree about topics related to Spurs in 2025. There will be a statement like this. Spurs fans will move left or right depending on whether they strongly agree, disagree, or strongly disagree. I also did this video just over a year ago, so I'd strongly recommend watching that after this to see just how much their answers have changed. Strap in because this video is about to get messy.
The board, I'm not going to give him the players he wants. He hasn't adapted to the Premier League at all since being here. So I don't think he's going to change it around at Spurs. I just can't see it happening.
Definitely agree with you on the board thing, but that's the kind of reason why I'm on like slightly agree, in the sense that personally, at the very start of the season, I did see tweaks in our tactics, and I did see us be slightly different and performing. The actual performances were better. Obviously, some of the results weren't there with like your Leicester and Newcastle, but I came out of those games thinking, this is way better than what we did last year. But I do 100% agree with you that I don't know if we're going to necessarily get the players for him to be able to do his football.
And the problem you've got is every year he gets injuries. He's had injuries for the last 2 seasons, and then it becomes the excuse. You kind of have to go, we're going to get injuries again next year. We'll be sitting there going, he needs his players back, he needs his players back. So I don't think he can ever turn it around.
But this is why I'm in strongly agree, because it's like that set 11, like the strongest 11 suits his system. The depth doesn't. So I'm here thinking, okay, little bit more time, couple more windows, and he'll have enough depth to be like, all right, we're definitely going to get 2 or 3 big injuries, maybe more. Let's bring some people in and they're going to suit the system, instead of trying to force a system with players that maybe are too young, not used to it, or can't really adapt as well. The only problem is managers don't get given that time anymore.
Yeah, not nowadays. There's definitely a struggle.
So I think if given the right amount of time, I just think 1 or 2 more windows, and I'm here for a reason.
I liked where we were going, and then there was all the injuries and stuff, but I just feel like the players still believe in him. And if the players still believe in him, then they still think there's a chance that something could happen. But I'm only in slightly agree because I'm very neutral. If he left, then I wouldn't be unhappy either.
I'm glad we all disagree.
Yeah.
It's one of them where we've built this massive temple and haven't got the infrastructure to put into it.
Yeah.
No, I mean, we built the infrastructure, we haven't got what we need to fit it. Were we ready to build it? Probably not. Do I think it's done the club a disservice? No, we just have to be a bit more patient. And I hope that's not my argument for every single podcast.
Just wait, guys.
Yeah, just wait a little bit longer, even though 20, however many years it's been, and we've been saying, let's just wait a little bit longer.
The only reason I was hesitating is because we were so good that last season at White Hart Lane. It was just such a shame to
That's what's dampening everybody's view.
Yeah, we were unbeaten for the last year.
Yeah, if Poch never had that season, we moved into the new stadium, everyone would have been clean and happy and gone, we need a new stadium.
Yeah.
But because of that last season, and then the way things started to unravel, everyone always blames the stadium first, but it's been a massive game changer. And no matter what people want to say, we needed it.
Do you not think that season was so successful in terms of being unbeaten at home for 19 league games was because of it's the last one, let's just make it special, and it had that kind of big sentiment about it, and the fans felt that way, and you know what, I'll move with you.
Because I think everyone forgot about the bad nights at White Hart Lane that we did have.
Yeah, true.
Like Martin Yole getting sacked at half time, the atmosphere was terrible that day, and everyone just kind of forgets, and it's like, you can blame the stadium, but we make the stadium, and unfortunately it just hasn't been made on the pitch. And then again, when everything starts to come into place. Let's take the first game against Arsenal.
Yeah.
The stadium was absolutely massive. Arsenal couldn't hack it.
Yeah.
And that, for me, the stadium's never been a problem.
Yeah, when you move anywhere, you lose the bit of charm that you had with the old thing, but there's also new things to be gained. And from a financial standpoint, the new stadium has provided so much. And obviously, when you move into a bigger capacity, you're gonna have to fill it with new people. And sometimes those new people do not fill the atmosphere quota, which is just unlucky.
It was about time that we were like, okay, we're here too. We're a Big Six club. Let's build a stadium that shows that we are one of them. We just need trophies.
Yeah, let's face it, we weren't going to make the money from the trophies anyway. So that's all it is. And we get to see Beyonce every year, so that's not.
Yeah, true.
You know
what? I love him.
I'm in agreeing.
Oh, I really love him. Oh, come here.
I'm gonna sit here.
And maybe it's just because like the social media is kind of selling me a dream.
I'm
here.
hungry. Let's eat.
Yeah. I love his like team talks he does for Sweden. And to be fair, if he's doing it for Sweden already, it's giving me a good sign. The reason why I was a little like not hesitant, the reason why I kind of was like in agreement is because at the moment, it's Son, Maddison, Romero. Son, at the moment, we don't really know what's going to happen with his contract, if he's getting an extension or whatever's happening there. Maddison just doesn't seem to be playing enough games to be like the full-time captain. Romero could be leaving in the summer anyway. So I kind of look at the rest of the team. I think the only two for me that are like captain worthy at the moment are like Kulusevski and Vicario.
Yeah, that's why I was hesitant, because Vicario is the first name on the team sheet for me. And when it's not Romero, Maddison and Son, the armband goes to Vicario. So I think he's kind of the obvious choice, but if it was Vicario as the vice captain and Kulusevski as the captain, I would happily take that.
Well, everyone knows I don't really rate Maddison, so.
Really?
Yeah. I just feel like he's so, like I know he's so on and off. Like when he's on his day, he's amazing. But you know, there's that tweet or whatever, the 1/3 for him, when 1/3 he's good, 1/3 he's injured, 1/3 he's bad. But I feel like a man his age, a man who has done things, played at the high level, he should be more consistent than he has been, even if he's been having inconsistent minutes. And I don't like his attitude after matches sometimes. I feel like when you've got 19-year-old Tell coming over to the players and he's just going like this and walking away, that's really saying something, because Tell had just moved over. The only reason I'm over here is because I think Vicario should be above Kulusevski. I think it should be Vicario Kulusevski, not Kulu Vicario.
The thing is,
but
like,
I wouldn't be unhappy with Kulu being the captain either.
I like Vicario as a leader. I just have a thing about goalkeepers being
He was going to
captains.
say that.
I don't know. I just don't like it.
Yeah, but Hugo was a fantastic captain for, what, 8-9 years that he would have the arm.
I personally think Kane should have been captain when whilst Lloris
yeah.
was.
When Lloris got injured and Kane was captain, we ended up going on a losing run. So
Okay, maybe there's that side effect. I don't know. I know
And England ain't won much.
yeah,
I know they. Yeah, true. Yeah, you're right. You're actually right, to be fair. Yeah, Lloris has only won the World Cup and
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
What's Lloris one?
I changed my mind. Right now, yeah.
Oh crap! Oh crap! I've backed him from day one, but I know he's not the best fullback. I'm going to put him. Do you know what? I've got to back my man.
In the league.
So who we got? We got Trent.
He might not be here.
So he might not be here.
To be fair, like obviously Trent's ability is ridiculous.
Ridiculous. I'm trying to
But
think.
I do find he's just hot and cold.
He is hot
quite
and
a lot
cold.
of
He's
the
not a
season.
defender, that's why.
True.
And Liverpool attack. If you put Trent in our team, he'd be.
Oh, he'd get rinsed every week.
But the problem I've got is that if you put Porro in Liverpool, everyone will be saying how fantastic of a right back he is, because he's never
Attack as
defending.
well, yeah.
Yeah, but because you've got good enough centre halves to be able to
This is the
defend
thing.
well, whereas when Van der Ven and Romero are out and Porro
Porro
is so far forward, and you've got Dragusin and Gray and Danso to be the ones to try and scoop it up, it's not always going to work. So then Porro, we look at him and we go, well, it's your fault that we conceded then.
I think for me, the two others that have been like great this year are Robinson and Ola Aina. Or Aina, how do you pronounce it?
I can't believe, I know that we're all Tottenham fans, but I can't believe no one's mentioned Miles Lewis-Skelly. I do actually think he's really good.
Yeah, for a young player, he has been really good. But I've seen like Spence, obviously, since he's basically come into the team, has been insanely consistent. But not just like consistent, like consistently great.
You know what? Yeah, back our boy.
That's the main thing.
I'm only backing my boy, but yeah, there are better fullbacks than him in the Premier League. But if he carries on the way he is, he could potentially be the best fullback in the Premier League.
Without a doubt.
Without a doubt.
Okay, but how many fullbacks have won player of the match?
And he won 3 in a row as well, didn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But does that show you how bad Spurs are, or does that show you how good Spurs is? That's the main question.
The thing is, I'm thinking of in terms of like a fullback that can attack and defend as equally as good as each other, instead of being like top heavy, leaning either side. I think Spence is the full package, and my favourite thing about him is that he is obsessed with getting tight into his other man, so he can either just like show us what he's really made of and then run into space and then do something really fantastic with it. And I don't see any other fullbacks doing that in the league.
our most creative player. He was my favorite player when he was first brought into the squad. Like I bought a kit with his name on the back of it, and I never did that again because I was like, oh. But like, that's the thing. It's just like I love creative players, but when you look at them and they're just not performing, you go, but why do we pay that massive fee for you if you can't do that? And like he said, like we have to protect him, but I don't want to have to play a player and go, well, we have to protect you. You need to come out in the 60th minute. You should be able to play a full decent match. And yeah, maybe if you're coming back from injury, you can manage that. But he's not even coming back from injury. He's still getting his minutes managed.
Question for you, Kulu or Maddison?
I didn't want that question to come.
Because that's what it is.
Kulusevski in the 10's a cheat code.
Yeah. I liked when they played them both against some teams.
At the start of the season when it wasn't going downhill, it did work. We just need a strong six
which
to be able to protect everybody.
But what about Bergvall then, when it comes into this statement as well, and Archie Gray? So you're then looking at it going, Kulu and Maddison are the two that are going to have to, he's picking, or whoever's picking.
It's a good problem to have.
It's a great problem. But the question was, should he be playing more?
That's why I'm like agree, not like strongly agree. Because I think he does need some rest for sure, because otherwise he will get injured and whatever. And obviously Kulusevski's incredible in that position as well. I know sometimes he can be inconsistent, but most of the time when he plays, he makes us tick in that midfield. He
does make us
which is why I feel like especially right now, we need him to play pretty much every game.
Yeah.
I think I'm just happy to be over here because I wouldn't mind offloading him to get someone else.
Whoa!
Like,
oh, that's wild.
But
you're just salty that you spent money on a Maddis shirt and you regret it.
It's a very interesting question.
Solely based on the fact that the players are speaking out on them and we keep firing and trying to rehire, there's something obviously
Romero's statement on, was it Insta when he posted, just said it all.
Yeah.
How can you thank Argentina's medical staff for not
Richarlison
Spurs?
did the same for Brazil.
Richarlison did the same.
Vicario had to go to Italy to get
true.
sorted.
Not this season problem, it's been a problem for years.
The medical, it's definitely been a problem. I just feel like a lot of our problems this year have not necessarily been down to them. I think there's definitely obviously you've got tactical tweaks the manager is doing. A lot of games players just did not step up to the plate. But I do find, it's just so worrying that whenever we get a player injured,
that Chelsea game at
they're
home.
out for 3 months.
That Chelsea game at home, should Van der Ven and Romero have even been on that pitch that day? I know hindsight's a wonderful thing, but who's to blame for that? Is it Ange or the medical team? And you have to look at the medical team in that situation and know
we just
both
don't know
wasn't
how
ready.
those conversations went. The medical team could have gone, look, are they fit to run around and kick a ball? Yes. Are they fit to start the game? We'll leave that up to the players and see how they feel. And then the players might have gone, get us in that game. Yeah. It's Chelsea.
I think they would have played no matter what, don't they? So
I agree. Because that's me. Like, we had a playoff, but it just got moved.
Yeah.
But I'm coming back from a bone bruise on my heel and a sprained ankle, and they was telling me, I was like, I'll take pain meds and play. Like, it is worth it at some extent. So I think you can't blame the medical staff because, my physio was telling me, listen, you can run around as much as you want, but the decision's up to you at the end of the day. That's what the medical team can do. They can advise. Now, at some points, they might be like, yeah, you've broken your ankle, Vicario. Yeah, you can't play. But, I feel like at that point, it's up to them, and that was on the players.
And in fairness, there's a reason why they're all on LinkedIn at the moment. Looking for what's an arm. No.
I don't know if this is because it's a want. I don't want him to go.
I don't want him to go.
I don't want him to go.
Do I think he's going to go? I think Daniel Levy's going to make it very difficult.
That was mine.
Which is why I'm standing here. If we don't end up winning the Europa League and we're not playing Champions League football, I think he's going to do everything to push to leave. But I can't see Levy going, all right, bro, off you go, because a club that aren't a Premier League side going to be able to front the cash that Daniel Levy's going to want for Romero. And they do see Christian Romero as one of the best defenders in the world because on his day and for Argentina, he 100% is. But I don't think Levy's going to make it easy. I mean, I'd be there if it wasn't Atletico and Atletico weren't spending a lot of money. But because they are, I'm here.
Atletico or Real?
It's going to be both.
I don't think Real Madrid will want to.
It depends because they wanted him last summer, but because Mbappe, because Mbappe was going to be too much for them, they might wait a year. Look, 2 years left on his contract. He's not signing a new one. He can't leave him to go into his last year.
There's so many contingencies.
Yeah.
Let's say we win the Europa League and we're playing Champions League football, and then next season we finish higher in the league. It's like, okay, he starts to believe in the project again. I remember when he was scoring goals and kissing the badge and talking about how he was here for the project and the future, and then he started realising who he was playing for, and then his dreams got crushed. It was like, welcome to Tottenham, Christian! And now it's...
I do think he loves the club.
He does love the club.
He loves the club.
He hates the ball.
Yeah, I think that's the thing. I feel like you get to a point where you love who you work with, you love what you're working for, but you hate who you're working for.
Danny Rose, Christian Eriksen, they all fell into that. They all fell into that box of like.
I just think I agree with your first thing. I can definitely see him pushing for a move.
Yeah. He's going to push for it.
I just don't think anyone's going to is going to put up what we're wanting for him.
Yeah, hopefully.
Which is why I think he'll go down to next year when there's only 1 year left.
If he stays, right? What if he does another thing? Because he was seen training in January, didn't show up until March. So it's like, I don't want that either. I don't want a spot on the roster to just be taken up by someone that's just, because I know he loves it. I love him. I wish he would stay. It just feels like all signs are pointing to him like, get me out.
I don't want him to go, but I know the replacement is already here.
We've got Davinson Sanchez regen and a Vlad Kirikesh regen, and that's what we're working with.
We have Alfie Dorrington. We have more children to put in there. Don't you fret.
Yeah.
The Tottenham nursery is open.
Let's go.
Back where?
Oh, that's very big.
God.
What do you mean by back?
I've spent 26 years keeping the faith. I'm in. We're so back.
What does back mean, though?
stage.
Yeah.
Come on.
Top 4 European.
Just back.
It is open to interpretation.
Yeah.
That's why I left this one to last.
How long have you been keeping hope? And how long? Next season, when the season starts, you're going to go like it's our year again. So.
It's the other clubs. They're not standing still, and we've stood still for a season. Look, Newcastle, Villa, and all them clubs are doing stuff now, and we're not doing that. I know Villa have got to sell. Don't get me wrong. I know Villa have got to sell, but Newcastle winning that cup was a big thing. And they'll start. And they're going to start making statements. The top 4, okay, Liverpool might drop off if they lose the 3, but are they going to drop off enough to cover us? If we lose to Romero, we're screwed.
My thing is mainly thinking that like these are the scenarios that sort of play on my head. One, Ange stays, and if Ange stays, that means they're fully buying in.
If Ange stays, I'm over there. Right? Don't give me that statement.
Second scenario, we get a new manager in, and obviously with some other players, and that will bring like a big uplift to the club.
Yeah.
And then 3, I don't know. I know like Forest are having an amazing season, and like your Bournemouth, whatever. But this has happened like almost every year. There's always clubs that do well, and then they just fall off next year and whatever. There's room there for us to kind of be back in the fold. It just all goes back to, are we willing to put in the thing to sort
And this
of
comes
get back
from years of going, we're back.
yeah. The hope is what kills us as well.
It's so tough because I think, like, I agree with what you say. If Ange stays, then the players will believe, and like I think that would probably help us get higher than we are. But at the same time, I'm still thinking there's injuries that are going to happen because that's what happened with Ange's play style. There's the lack of buying replacements for that and backup, and it's just like maybe we won't be 14th, but I don't think we'll be top 4.
This is the safe option.
We're the delusional side. Every year we're here.
If you ask me, I would be there, but I've moved to England and I'm now depressed. So here we are.
Welcome to Spurs.
Welcome. Thank you guys.
Sweet.
Fantastic.
Sweet.